it when we were working on replacing the hinge pin bushings about the door overextending and doing some damage on the A-pillars. And this is it. It'd probably be hard to see on the camera, but trust me, there's a crease right here in this A-pillar, and you can probably make out as it swung out and then stopped. Suddenly it kind of pushed in this area, this sheet metal here, and I'm going to try to bring that back around just a little bit. I made a tool, a fairly, well, it's a piece of 3/8 plate here, drilled some holes in it and welded a rod onto it so I can bolt this into the hinge receptacle here, or whatever you want to call it, the A-pillar nuts, floating nuts. And then set them on down. Probably isn't bent enough to cause a problem, but I think I'm going to try to strengthen this a little bit. But my plan is to kind of lean into this bar here and then try to persuade this with my hammer and see if I can flatten that back out. Now let me give you a look at where the bar is in reference to being parallel to the rocker or the inner rocker box. Yeah, we're waiting on a part now to fix that inner rocker box, so we'll get to that. So or maybe depending on how I edit these videos, maybe we've already done that. But all right, so it's bowed out just a little bit, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unbolt it and put it on the top one and see where that one rests. All right, I'm kind of precariously perched on a stool here, so don't make me laugh. I might fall off. As you can see, this top one is almost exactly parallel with the rocker box. So we'll lean in on that bottom one and try to get it in about the same position. All right, I'm going to lean in on the bar a little bit with my hip and then give it a few gentle taps here on this hump here where the hump shouldn't be. All right, so that looks a good bit better. Nice and parallel there. I was kind of looking back at the image or the footage of me whapping away at it, and I was kind of, well, I was striking it with, where is it? With my left hand, and did not do this any favors up here. Should have been more in this area to kind of true that up. This close, you can see the corner of the hinge struck right there and made an indentation in it when it did go over center. Well, yeah, maybe this has been going on. Maybe it wasn't one event. Maybe it was multiple events that caused that. But you can definitely see the hinge, the indentation the hinge made. So we've rolled it back around there, and I hope that's good. I'm thinking now about maybe reinforcing this a little bit just to stiffen it a little bit on the front side. Like I said, both sides were bent, so it's at least a common problem with this truck. And you see, I made my tool so I can do both sides. Just go over there and bolt it in the other direction, and straighten that one as well. All right, I've decided to put a little doubler in here. I made this, it's out of 18 gauge, and yeah, I ran it through the beater to stiffen it a little bit, and drilled some holes. I'm going to plug weld it in, so it'll fit in here. The ridges line up with the bolt points, and as I plug weld it in, I'm going to form it around this curve right here, and hopefully stiffen up this whole area. You know, I've been looking at these hinges quite a bit, and as we had discussed earlier about installing, you know, the possibility of installing this top hinge down here at the bottom, there wouldn't be any modifications to the lower part of the A-pillar at all. The only thing that I think would have to be modified would be this triangle or rectangle shape hole cut in the door to accept this mechanism. But it's odd to me. I mean, the geometry of the hinges look exactly the same. Matter of fact, this one we discussed earlier was, you know, obviously this was an upper hinge at one time. This half of it was, and somebody swapped it out. I don't know if that was done at the factory, but the right-hand side door does not have this shape in it, this triangle shape or what, a battery shape in there. But this, I'm not sure I understand, you know, what this is, and or why it's shaped like that. I can't imagine that it needs to be nubbed off here. Maybe that'll reveal itself later. But obviously, if we did move this upper hinge or buy another set and move them down here, we could cut that off to allow for that, whatever needs clearance there. But man, that just, I can't. I poked around the internet a little bit looking to see if anybody's tried this before, and I haven't found anybody. You know, it didn't pop right out anyways, but I can't see why you wouldn't do this. Why you wouldn't put these hinges on both the top and the bottom. Maybe it makes that detent a little bit stiffer, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep pursuing it, and maybe it'll catch on. Maybe I'll run into a reason why we can't. But boy, it just seems like it's a lot smarter or a lot safer on these A-pillars. But there's another thing that kind of puzzles me a little bit is, why is this one creased? Why did this one take the abuse when it's the upper one that has the stop on it? It's the one that takes the jerk when it comes to the end of its travel. Just totally confused about that. Oh, I'll keep that one right there. All right, so let me weld this on. All right, guys, we've spent a lot of time on these hinges and the A-pillars here, mostly just me yapping about it. But this is, I think, where I'm going to leave it. I've spent a lot of time talking about changing these bottom hinges out to, you know, to the top hinges to add the stop on the bottom. And I think out of pure laziness, I'm not going to do it. But here's the reinforced structure that we did add. in this video. It's all in there, and I think that's going to help out significantly, stiffen that A-pillar. The door there, a little sneak peek, that's the next video coming. I've got it about halfway edited. Both doors are done now, reskinned, so we're going to work on that next, and or we're going to work on that in the next video. They're already done, but this is going to wrap it up for the A-pillar here. Be kind of a short video, but I thought it was kind of important for you guys to see, if you're interested anyways, on what I did to stiffen them up and make it stronger at the hinge points. Did some work on the doors. You'll see that. I mean, work stiffening up the hinge point, upper hinge point on the door, and you'll see that in the next video. All right, guys, that's it. Get out in the shop, get something done. Enjoy your day.